Welcome everybody to Chase Field here as the National League Division Series is set to kick off between the New York Mets and the Arizona Diamondbacks, as this should be a very fun playoff series here. There's nothing like playoff baseball, especially the start of it. Arizona finished with a record of 99-63, best in the National League. Meanwhile, the Mets finished with a record of 93-69, giggity, beating the Colorado Rockies in the wild card game en route to this appearance here. And as you can see, both teams coming off great seasons. Mets went 92-70, actually. I got that wrong. But these two teams are led by their pitchers. And to be more specific, their aces. Noah Syndergaard for the Mets, Robbie Ray for the Diamondbacks. The two best pitchers in the National League are set to face off. Ray won the MVP and Cy Young of the NL last year, and this year, Noah Syndergaard won NL Cy Young with Robbie Ray finishing in second. So I expect to see a lot of pitching, not a lot of runs, not a lot of hitting, and a very low-scoring game here in this one, as it should be a fun one. And without further ado, the NLDS set to kick off the Diamondbacks' first division title, since 2011, 10 years ago. So it's been a while since they've really gotten playoff baseball. Very new cord from what they had 10 years ago. Those were the Justin Upton days. And now he hasn't been on the Diamondbacks in a hot minute, as we are set to kick this one off officially now. Beautiful sunny day out here in Arizona. Not too hot because it is the beginning of October. It's not a scorching 90 degrees out like you may see in some July Diamondback games. Hence why the roof is open for today's affair. There's a look at the comparison here for the starters. 33 starts apiece. Ray did not have the better record. Not that record matters. Syndergaard had the better ERA, better walk ratio, but Robbie Ray was a strikeout machine, leading the majors in Ks. So now let's take a look at the New York Mets lineup. Jeff McNeil, Joey Wendell, Carlos Correa, Michael Conforto, Ryan McMahon, Bubba Starling, Jonathan Lucroy, Keon Broxton, and at the pitcher's spot, of course, it'll be Noah Syndergaard. So, do we need an introduction for this man, Robbie Ray? And he had a slow start to this year, but really picked it up as the post-All-Star break, I would say. Probably the best pitcher in baseball after the All-Star break. Ray did struggle in the wild card game last year, which was a loss to the Phillies, and he sort of wants to get that out of his memory bank and wants to experience playoff baseball in a positive way. As the first batter of the game, Jeff McNeil will go down looking on the outside fastball. Here's Carlos Correa now with 2 outs. He draws the walk. So the Mets are now going to get a base runner. That'll bring up Michael Conforto, who goes down on the high four-seam fastball ending the first inning. So the Mets do get a runner on to start the game off, but not via a base hit. Correa cannot get past first base. So here's a look at manager Brian Quinones in the Diamondbacks lineup. It'll be Nick Williams, Mookie Betts, Mike Moustakas, Marcell Ozuna, Jake Lamb, Marcus Semien, David Peralta, Wellington Castillo, and Robbie Ray. So here's Noah Syndergaard on the mound for the Mets, the National League Cy Young winner, 22-6, 2.36 ERA. The Mets decided to pitch Jacob deGrom for the wild card game and save Syndergaard here for today, assuming they won that game, which obviously they did. Here's a look at the Mets' defensive alignment. Let's get this one underway. Nick Williams, the former Philadelphia Philly, the first batter today for the D-backs. 2-2 pitch, and that one will be placed nicely into center. Broxton is under it to make the catch. Nick Williams loves getting those leadoff singles and doubles where the Diamondbacks can really start a rally around him. Next batter, Mookie Betts, of course, signed in the offseason to the 9-year, $270 million contract from the Red Sox. And Mookie has a lot of playoff experience. He won a World Series in 2018. And he will beat out the throw from Jeff McNeil. So Mookie Betts will get an infield single, putting a runner on for Arizona. Doesn't amount to anything, though, as Marcell Ozuna strikes out on the low slider, ending the inning. Let's go down to the top of the second. Jonathan Lucroy up. He's going to ground out to Mookie Betts. 1-2-3 inning there. Robbie Ray looking good early. Now bottom two. Here's Jake Lamb, the NL MVP candidate. Finished with .310 batting average, 45 home runs. But he strikes out there. So now 2 outs. That'll be the veteran David Peralta up at the dish. He's shopping Gav. And it looks like he's going to stop at second, but not before getting a runner in scoring position for Arizona. That'll bring up Wellington Castillo, who goes down of a low changeup, ending the second inning. Syndergaard gets out a small jam. Score remains 0-0. Now on to the third inning. Keon Broxton will strike out. And then the following batter, the pitcher, Noah Syndergaard, pitcher-on-pitcher crime. And Ford does not win that battle. And then Jeff McNeil, he's going to lay a weak grounder down the first base line. Robbie Ray will tag him. Another 1-2-3 inning. Mets only with one base runner today, and they do not have a base hit up to this point. So now 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Mookie Betts gets a single, his second base hit of the day. And he has 2 of the 3 Arizona base hits up to this point. Doesn't matter, as Mike Moustakas will fly out to center. Keon Broxton doesn't have to move too far to get that ball. So let's now go to the 4th inning. Joey Wendell, the former Tampa Bay Ray, he's going fishing on that one. And then 2 outs now for Michael Conforto. Weak fly out to Ray. No hitter still intact through 4. Robbie Ray looking like his dominant self right now. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs for Marcus Semien. He'll drop that one into right. And the Diamondbacks have gotten a base hit in every single inning, even though it has not amounted to anything yet. Maybe this inning will change as David Peralta hits one really high. That one might be higher than J.R. Smith during Game 1 of the 2018 Finals. Doesn't matter as Michael Conforto is there to make the catch. 4 innings down, still scoreless. Let's move on to the 5th. Ryan McMahon up at the dish. And that one is gone. And the shutout is over. The New York Mets are on the board. Ryan McMahon with the dinger. That'll end the no-hitter for Robbie Ray. And just like that, New York will strike first. They'll take a 1-0 lead. Following batter, Joey Wendell up at the dish. Nice play from Robbie Ray to hustle and get him out. Now Jonathan Lucroy up at the dish. There's Jake Lamb getting dirty. He's going to go to first base. And then Keon Broxton. Nice shot into right center field. Ozuna and Williams chasing after it, but Marcell Ozuna will come down with the catch, ending the 5th inning, or ending the top of the 5th inning, I should say, but not before the solo shot from Ryan McMahon, putting the Mets up 1-0. Let's go bottom 5, 2 outs for Nick Williams. Not a good pitch. That one was way outside, but he's going to go fishing for it anyway. Syndergaard still pitching a shutout through 5. Let's go to the 6th inning. Syndergaard up at the dish. He's going to strike out Robbie Ray with a mean slider. And then he uses the slider again to end the 6th inning. So Robbie Ray, it looks like that home run's just going to be a fluke. That's the only base hit he's allowed this entire game. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Mookie Betts 2 for 2. He's going to make it 3 for 3. Single into center. He has a hat trick now for singles. And then the following batter, Mike Moustakas, gets that one down the line and fair. Mookie Betts will stay at third, but still 2 runners in scoring position, no outs. Big double for Mike Moustakas. Will the Diamondbacks capitalize? Big out for the Mets. Marcell Ozuna strikes out on the slider from Syndergaard. And then Jake Lamb will be intentionally walked. This is a great idea from the Mets. I mean, for one thing, you get the force out at second base. Double play could happen. But more importantly, Jake Lamb has raked against righties this year. They don't want to have to mess with him up at the dish. So now, bases jacked, 1 out. Marcus Semien will hit a weak fly out. And then David Peralta grounds out to second. So despite the bases being loaded, Syndergaard gets out of the jam once again. Score remains 1-0. Let's go on to the 7th inning. Robbie Ray still in the game as it's a high flyer from Michael Conforto. And that is going to be caught to end the inning by Nick Williams. So Robbie Ray's day is likely going to be done after this one. 7 innings of work, only 1 hit, and he's been striking out batters left and right. Let's go bottom 7. Wellington Money Castillo will tie the game up on a dinger, and the shutout for Syndergaard is over. Wellington Castillo loves these high-pressure situations. He needed to get a big hit to start the inning, and just that he did. I guess that 7th inning stretch was quite good for him. As the following batter, Pavin Smith, the pinch hitter for Robbie Ray, will strike out, and then Mookie Betts cannot get a 4th base hit. He goes down on the slider, but the Diamondbacks do get a run. So now into the top of the 8th, Diego Castillo in. Castillo has been very good these past couple of seasons for Arizona. However, the first batter for the Mets gets a hit. I believe that's Ryan McMahon. So through 7 innings, the Mets get 1 hit off of Robbie Ray. But yet, Diego Castillo's first batter gets a base hit. Isn't that a coincidence? Then the next batter is walked. So 2 on, no out. And that one's going to be grounded right to Simeon. Over a Betts, over to Jake Lamb. And that'll be a 6-4-3 double play. Arizona needed that. So 2 outs. Runner is on third, though. That'll bring up the pinch hitter. He's not going to get that one. That'll be a strikeout. Diego Castillo gets out of a bad jam. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. Luis Avilan on for the Mets. 5-3, 4.73 ERA, 63 strikeouts. He's been solid, not great, not awful. There's Marcell Ozuna, deep shot into left, but it's not deep enough. That'll be caught by Bubba Starling. And then Jake Lamb going down on the curveball. Lamb is hitless up to this point. Now on to the 9th inning. 2 runners on, 1 out for Michael Conforto, who draws the walk. Bases are now juiced. And the Diamondbacks will turn to 6-4-3 double play. So they get out of the bases loaded jam. Diego Castillo leaves 5 runners on through 2 innings. And he does not allow a single one. So credit to him for staying alive. Let's go bottom 9. Paul Sewell on the mound here for New York as the Diamondbacks try to get the walk-off and finish out Game 1. Or could we see this game going into extra innings? First batter is Marcus Semien. He's quick, but not quick enough. Nice play by the third baseman, Jeff McNeil, to get the out. 2 outs away from extra innings. Now here's David Peralta down the line and fair. And the Diamondbacks will get a base runner. Peralta rounded first, headed to second for a stand-up double. And just like that, with 1 out, the Diamondbacks have a runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Wellington Castillo, who swings and misses at the high fastball. And then the batter after that, rookie Rob Robertson, better double-check that one. Going down on below four-seam fastball, checking his swing. So that means we need extra innings. 9 is not enough. Let's go to the 10th now. Mickey Smythe, the rookie on the mound for the D-backs. He's played a lot better as the season's gone along as he strikes out Bubba Starling on the outside slider. And then Jonathan Lucroy up. Jake Lamb bobbles it. Nice play by Smythe to get to first in time for the out. And now 2 away. There is Mike Moustakas at the hot corner, getting the out. Excellent throw. So that means we're headed to the bottom of the 10th. Could we see a walk-off, or will we go to an 11th inning? Here's Mookie Betts. 3 hits today. He's going to add a 4th as it just barely drops into right. Conforto unable to get to it in time. D-backs have a base runner, but it won't matter as Marcell Ozuna strikes out once again. And we are headed to an 11th inning. There's Todd Frazier. He goes down on the low fastball. Or slider, sorry. Nice pitch from Smythe. And then there's the fastball getting Jeff McNeil. So now 2 outs away. And that'll bring up Joey Wendell. That one almost crosses the fence. Wendell rounding second. That'll be a 2-out triple. And just like that, the Mets will have a runner at third base 90 feet away from home for Carlos Correa. And he's going to strike out on the slider. Smythe gets out of a nasty jam, which means we're headed to the bottom of the 11th inning. Robert Selman on the mound for the Mets as he strikes out Jake Lamb. Lamb has been excellent against righties, 310, 45 home runs this year, but wasn't able to get that one. And now 2 outs for David Peralta, another guy who excels against righties. He's going to fly out to center field, as that is Escalera who gets it. So now on to the top of the 12th. Jose Castillo in for the D-backs, 2.97 ERA in 36 outings. He was very solid for Arizona as he strikes out Bubba Starling on the low 93-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, ending the inning. Let's go now bottom 12. Wellington Castillo at the big home run of the 7th inning. That one's barely going to drop third in front of a glove of Conforto for a single. So the Diamondbacks have a base runner on with no outs. This is their opportunity to shine. Now here's Carson Kelly up, the last remaining bat on the bench. He's going to fly out to right. Castillo has to retreat back to first. And now 2 away for Mookie Betts. He has 4 base hits today and is unable to get the 5th. Escalera under that ball to make the catch. So we are now headed to the 13th inning. Seems like this game may never end. Here comes Reyes Maranta in the game for the D-backs. Maranta was a trade deadline acquisition from the Giants, and he's been pretty good this year. but 2 runners on. That'll be a base knock. He's shopping gap into right center field, and that'll be a double for the Mets. So they got a runner in scoring position. Will they be able to score him? As Jeff McNeil up, the leadoff hitter, he's going to ground out Mike Moustakas with the play. So now we head to the bottom of the 13th. Blake Trinan in for the Mets. This is sort of a revenge game for Trinan. Remember, a couple years ago, he was on the Diamondbacks for about 2 weeks. So if that counts for anything, it is a revenge game for him. First batter of the inning, Mike Moustakas gets a single into center. Then the next batter, Marcell Ozuna, same spot. What you can do, I can do better. Arizona has 2 runners on, no outs. They have to take advantage of this opportunity. They have to be able to finish this game off. Now here's Jake Lamb. He's trying to go in the same spot too. However, it's going to be caught by Escalera. Big out for the Mets. Now 2 away as Marcus Semien will strike out. Wild pitch. So Moustakas and Ozuna will advance a base. Still not a good decision from Semien, but Arizona does have 2 runners in scoring position. And then that'll bring up the following batter, none other than David Peralta. He's going to draw a walk. Similar to the Jake Lamb intentional walk earlier. Peralta rakes against righties, and this puts a force out at second. So, very smart decision. The Mets would rather face Wellington Castillo than Peralta. It looks like that decision is going to pay off as Castillo going down with a high fastball from Trinan. We will head to the 14th inning. This game's still not over. Carlos Correa up. He's going to go down looking on the strikeout from Moranta, and then Michael Conforto will check swing at the 2-seam fastball. No damage done as we go to the bottom of the 14th. Jeurys Familia on the mound for the Mets, and he's been great this year. 4-0, 2.32 ERA, and his first victim is Taijuan Walker. The Diamondbacks don't have any batters left on their bench. Walker is the best hitting pitcher on the team, and look at this. He is almost going to get a single, just barely unable to beat out the throw. So that'll bring 1 out. Now 2 outs for Mookie Betts, grounded to Jeff McNeil. And we will be heading to a 15th inning. Nice hustle from Betts, but it's not enough. Now it'll be the 20-year-old rookie, Lucius Summers, to pitch. Summers struggled, I would say, over a 5 ERA. Probably the worst pitcher on the team, as he does get Ryan McMahon on the low fastball. Big first out of the inning. Then Bubba Starling goes down to the cutter. It looks like Lucius Summers' postseason debut will get off to a nice start. 3-2 pitch for Lucroy. Questionable call. They're going to call it a ball 4. And then that'll bring up Escalera. That one is going to go over the head of Nick Williams. He's unable to track it down. Lucroy rounding third, headed home, and he will be safe. And the Mets finally put up a run here in the extra innings. It took 15, but maybe they've broken this game. Nice play from Betts at second. He's going to throw out Jeurys Familia. But now the Diamondbacks are under a little bit of pressure. Now they have to score a run. Here comes Will Smith, the fresh Prince of New York, on to the save. He did get the save in the wild card round against Colorado as he gets Mike Moustakas on the slider. First out of the inning. Then Marcell Ozuna is up. He had a single and one of the earlier extra innings. This one's going to be a double as he gets to second safely. So now the Diamondbacks have a runner in scoring position for none other than Jake Lamb. He would be out. And then that brings up Marcus Semien, who's shopping gap. Ozuna scores. And just when you thought this game was over, it's not. Semien was thinking 3 there. He wanted to go for the triple, but still, RBI double. Game tied once again. And then Peralta lines out to Joey Wendell. So that means we are headed to a 16th inning. This game may never end. Diamondbacks are going to elect to keep Lucius Summers in, and it might not pay off. First batter of the inning, Jeff McNeil goes off the wall. Bad play from Nick Williams. He has trouble fielding the ball. Most stadiums, that would be a home run. But nonetheless, Jeff McNeil does get a no-out triple. Mets should be able to score him. However, the next batter, Joey Wendell, strikes out. That'll bring up Carlos Correa, and the Diamondbacks are going to walk him. Correa is probably the best hitter on this Mets team, and is set to force out at second. So if the Diamondbacks get a double play, there will be no harm done. Weak grounder. Summers is going to try to throw it home. McNeil is safe. Michael Conforto is safe at first. Everybody's safe. Mets score a run. They make it 3-2. And then, next batter, that'll be a single into right. Correa not going to test the arm of Ozuna, so the bases are now loaded. And then that'll bring in Pedro Strop as Lucius Summers' day is done. And Macaroni hairdo in 93 outings 3.16 ERA, as it'll be a weak grounder, just like the play a few plays ago. Correa is safe at home. Everybody's safe. Mets now make it 4-2. Bases are loaded, by the way. Escalera up. He's going to ground out to Mookie Betts. So the inning is over, but Mets do leave the bases loaded. However, they do score 2. And now, just like that, they should be able to win this game. Will Smith still on the mound as he strikes out Wellington Castillo for the first out. Now the Mets just need one more out. Nick Williams up. He's going to ground out to Joey Wendell. This game is finally over. The Mets win in 16 innings by a score of 4-2. And if you're the Diamondbacks, this game takes away a lot of momentum. A hard-fought, very long game. And when you lose in a game like that, that steals so much momentum away. And the Diamondbacks have to win Game 2 or else they're in trouble.
Yo, hey, man!